So we just entered November, and I want to give you my top 10 so far now that we just entered November, right before we get to the end of the year. And that's when I'm going to see a bunch of heavyweights. Like I'm seeing Hamnet pretty soon. So I think this list might change, but for now, here it is. So you can follow me more on Letterboxd to see more of my thoughts and my reviews. Sort of reviews. I'm starting to do better at that. I used to just not even say anything, just log movies, but I want to get a little better because I do like to give my fresh thoughts and then remember them after. So this is going into November. Now, as I said, I'm going to do this again in December and then we'll do it in January, but this is the top 10/12 because I still don't know what I'm doing, but I think the top three are for sure in order of my favorites, and they are the top three right now. And then the other ones, I think I need to move them around a bit. So check me out on Letterboxd if you want to follow for more real life updates and be in the know before that December video drop. And let's get into my top 10. So let's start off with, like, should we go backwards? I don't really like to do these, but let's do it. So I don't like to rank or rate movies that much. If you haven't noticed, I don't even give ratings no more to movies. I don't know how to quantify how much a movie is good because movies are just feelings, in my honest opinion, and there's no right or wrong way to make a movie. A movie can be good with bad story as long as it has some amazing visuals, but a movie can't have horrible visuals unless they're intentional. I don't know. See, that's where I start to lose myself with that whole thought process. So let's just get into this top 12. So at number 12 I have is Serat. This is a film that I had the opportunity to watch at TIFF, and I am so glad I watched this on a huge screen with a loud sound system because this is the only way you're supposed to watch this movie. In my opinion, you do not get the full effect of it at home. Try to watch this in the theaters, but of course, if you can't watch it in theaters, watch it at home on the biggest screen you can have there. Crank up the volume a bit. This movie is a doozy, honestly, and it's gonna have you in the feels. It's a very, very upsetting movie as well, so I'll just let you know that right now. Number 11, I have Sinners. I really do love a lot about Sinners. I think that the visuals are out of this world. The music is incredible. Probably the top part of this whole film is the music. I do kind of have some issues here with having Michael B. Jordan play both of the brothers. I think we really would have had something stronger if it was another actor. I get the whole twin and all of that they wanted to do, but I think still having brothers would have just been as impactful. Even the relationship with the character, whichever brother you want to choose, with Sammy, just would have been good enough. So I think that's where it kind of starts to lose me with this movie, but overall, I still think that the production value and everything of this movie and what Ryan Coogler decided and intended to go do and achieved is worth celebrating. And that finale is just incredible, and the final shot and scene just gets to me every time. Tears. At number 10 on my list is going to be One Battle After Another, and I know a lot of people are going to be pissed because so many people have this and their top 3 or top 5. I enjoyed this movie a lot. I really like a lot of what they're doing here, but I just didn't feel it as much as people were. On a production, on technicalities and all of that, it is a damn well made film, probably the best made film of the year, you could argue, but I just didn't really feel it all the way there. And I saw this at a secret screening at the Alamo with everybody hyped, and even myself, that this was a secret screening. But the more I sat with it and thought about it, the less I was inclined to have it in my top 5 even, but still a damn well made movie, and it made the top 12 of my list. At number 9 on my list is going to be Black Phone 2. So many people are going to say, you put Black Phone 2 over One Battle After Another. Well, I told you, the first 3 spots are for sure a guarantee in order, and they are the top 3 films. The rest are just put in there. But I think I would rewatch Black Phone 2 first before One Battle After Another. I don't know, I just like the vibes and all of that. Like I told you, I'm somebody who really leans heavier on visuals and vibes in movies, and that's just my list right here. At number 8 on my list, I have Steven Soderbergh's Presence, the first film of the year I watched, or was it Wolfman? I don't know, but I watched this in January, and I skipped this at Sundance when it came out the year prior because I wasn't sure if this was going to be all that or not, because it sounded sort of gimmicky, and I was like, movie in the presence of a ghost, whatever, move aside. But then I decided to watch it, and I was so wrong. This movie is just so much more than that, and I really love this movie. The feelings that you get out of it, the alienation, the way that one can feel like a stranger in their own family and like a ghost. And I really do love what Soderbergh did here with the writer as well, David, and the final shot of this movie is one that still haunts me. It's so impactful and great. At number 7 on my list, I am going to have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I just did a review for that today, and that movie was just something else. I think that that movie feels like a Frankenstein's monster in itself because I wasn't really fond of the prelude in it. The first part either of this movie I feel is the weakest even compared to the prelude. And then the second act comes in and brings it all together and drives it home. And Jacob Elordi as a creature monster is on a whole other level. Production designs are just top notch, and the feels at the end with everything that happens in that second act, indescribable. Loved it. Tears. Bravo. Want to see more, but Netflix and Guillermo I don't think are a good mix in my opinion. I think Guillermo could do a lot better, and that's just a whole other conversation I have on the review. So check that out, but still really like this film. Number 6 on my list is going to be the new Lynn Ramsey film, Die My Love. And Die My Love is one of those movies that I was just there in awe. I really do love what Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson bring out in their performance. Of course, Jennifer Lawrence a lot more than Robert Pattinson. This is her movie. If Jennifer Lawrence doesn't get nominated, it just showcases more and more why award season sucks, which I'll always adhere to. Award season sucks. But Jennifer Lawrence is on a whole other plane here as an actress because there is so much in her performance that I've never seen, not just her do, but any other actor in her generation that is just playing, that is just beyond words, honestly. Like truly, truly incredible work here. Lynn Ramsey continues to be the visionary director that she is, and the work here from the book as well is just so beautiful. As Jennifer Lawrence put it, it is poetry and the cinema. So really, really love this movie, and it's devastating at the same time. So I'm here praising it and all that, but I just don't know if I'm ready to watch it again. I do want to watch it again though, because I want to do an analysis video, but I'm going to go ahead and do a ending explained by video where I'm going to just give you my raw thoughts after watching it one time. I do have that ready to go. I'm just waiting to release it probably this week, but I do want to give it one more watch to really dig deep into what it's trying to get to, in my opinion. At number 5 on my list, I have 20 Years Later. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland really went off with this one because the movie subverted everybody's expectations on what to expect. I do love that the trailer was sort of promising people something and then the film does something else, because you get the reaction you want. You get a reaction from people, and that's all you really want to do when you make any type of art, whether it's film or photography or painting, music. You want to get a reaction. I think this does it. And the filmmaker and the writer are able to tell the story that they want to tell, which is great. You want honesty. And 20 Years Later is just a movie that really is pushing what a legacy sequel should or shouldn't do. And I can tell you that I never have that I think the Bone Temple scene was one of the scenes this year that truly had me just in tears, just tears streaming down. Incredible stuff here. Cannot wait for the Bone Temple in January. At number 4 on my list, I have Superman. Call it what you want. You think this is corny. I don't care. Superman is one of the only films, well, besides maybe 3 more, that I watched twice in theaters this year. This movie I just adore. This is what you want a movie like this to make you feel, and that is that there is hope, that there is this warmness in the world, and that's exactly what Superman does. I have never not liked a James Gunn film, and James Gunn just cements himself as a filmmaker that truly gets, I think, heart and soul through the big screen in the most unlikely way you can think of. And Superman is one of those movies that I just will continue to watch forever. Now we're getting into the ones that are definitely on the list that are in order and in their respective places for now, and that is going to be starting with number 3, Chainsaw Man Resi Arc. I will tell you, I watched Perfect Blue Remastered, and then I saw the Chainsaw Man Resi Arc trailer come on, and I saw that that movie is coming out in a week's time or 2 weeks, and I said, you know what? I'm going to binge all of season 1 of Chainsaw Man to get ready for Resi Arc. Up until that point, did not even really think about watching Chainsaw Man. Maybe when it first came out back in 2022, and then I kind of forgot because there was so much going on. And then when I saw that trailer, I was like, I got to get into this because that trailer was incredible. And loved Chainsaw Man season 1, went to see Resi Arc, mind blown. Everything shattered. I think it gave me new inspiration. I was like in a lull, in a dump of sorts after TIFF, Fantastic Fest, and just doing so many other things where I was just like dazed out and I wasn't ready to get back into anything, not even writing my own stuff. Chainsaw Man Resi Arc came, snap of a finger, I was back, I was writing, I was doing videos, and truly gave me a jolt of life. This movie is incredible. Go check out my review if you want for that. At number 2 on my list is No Other Choice, Park Chan-wook's new film, and one of those movies that I will never forget watching it with a crowd. It was at TIFF, full sold out press screening, and just the incredible like pictures, the beautiful music that Park Chan-wook has, and he's always going to be a visuals guy, but a story guy as well. Now, this is based, of course, on a book, and there's been a movie already made about the book, so this is kind of like an adaptation, a sort of reboot of sorts as well. But I really did enjoy this movie. It is a dark comedy, but at the same time, it is much so a reflection of our society today and commentary with capitalism and overworking and a bunch of other things I don't want to get into because there's spoilers in there, but I will do a full review for you because I do want to start getting into it, and this is just me going over a list. If I start talking about this movie in depth and everything I loved about it, I think I'm just going to make the full review here, right? So really cannot stress enough, go watch No Other Choice when it comes out on Christmas Day if you haven't already. Now, at number 1 on my list is going to be Bugonia, another film I've watched twice this year. This is a movie that was also a secret screening at Fantastic Fest. Totally caught me off guard. This was one that I did not expect. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Yorgos Lanthimos, whole other plane of acting and directing here, like I said with Jennifer Lawrence. This is truly unique and different and in every single way. I even have the poster here. Look, I even have the Chainsaw Man Reze art. I need a No Other Choice poster, y'all. I need one, so hit me up, whoever is distributing it. I don't know. I think it's Neon, but Neon never really hits me up for a lot of things that much. I'm still waiting for Keeper's screening. I didn't get the memo, but hit me up. Anyways, but Bugonia is one of those movies that when I first watched it at Fantastic Fest and it ended, oh my god, my mind was blown. I did not expect to love it so much. There's just something in the way that Yorgos directs this one, and Jesse and Emma Stone back and forth with each other is just so intriguing to see. It is truly one of those movies that left me there just thinking so much, and in a day and age when Eat the Rich is becoming such a tired trope in films, Bugonia comes in and gives it a spin and a freshness to it that I just did not expect. Check this movie out. Check out my review for it. I did an Indie Explain already, going more in depth to it, but I will do a full analysis video where I really sink my teeth into it, so stay tuned for that. But those are my favorite films of the year so far. It could change, maybe it doesn't. We'll see in December, and then we'll talk more in January when we've seen all of the films in 2025 and give you my final list. This time top 10 only, and it's gonna be in order, so stay tuned for that. But let me know your favorite ones. Follow me on Letterboxd. Drop your Letterboxd if you want other people to follow you, and let me know what you think. I'll see all of you next time. 50,000 subscribers is our goal. As always, stay safe, stay positive.